Alright guys, welcome to Dope or No. It's really...
Hello, welcome to the Arts Hole. Yes, it is entirely called that because I thought of that amusing joke. I'm sure someone else has thought of that plenty of times before, but hey, what can I say? I was thinking, you know what, I wonder if it would be worthwhile streaming something a little different and doing something a little peculiar and odd, and you know, maybe, just maybe, it'll make me do something semi-productive. And as always, I do like a semi. None of those files. I've already stumbled at the first hurdle because I can't find the file I want. It's the wrong folder. That's the folder I'm after. Here's your source only. Oh, that's inconvenient, isn't it? That's the one. That's the one. Right, let's start by trying to figure out some sizings. With tools. I know you can't see every action I do, but in fact, it's interesting. You can't even see. You can't even see that. That's the one thing I didn't mean to do. You can't see. Yeah, that's weird. Because I suppose it's capturing specific windows of Photoshop. You can see everything else I'm doing, but I mean, you can't see everything else I'm doing because, as I say, the old arts hole gets in the way, but that's just because it's a massive arts hole. So it does obscure things slightly. A very peculiar sort of like, oh wait, the mouse has disappeared. Interesting. How did it do that? Wait, I don't know. Oh no, there we go. Forward. Mouse is really good. Really? Oh, I suppose that's because it's not a mouse cursor. Let's get on a mouse cursor, right? There's a hand. So you may find yourself going, hey look, there's the hand, there's the hand, there's the hand. Oh my god, what is the hand doing? It's disappeared. It's disappeared up your own art hole. Right. Okay, so we're basing it loosely off of the one that already exists here, but I am going to cut it down. So I don't actually have to. I'm measuring it in the age-old measurement of chat messages. Yes, this is like 3 chat messages long. I don't know if I really want to do 3 chat messages long at the top there. I don't really measure things. I do things by eye. So I think I'm looking at is something along those lines. We'll make it slightly shorter because I don't think I need quite as many. Mark that with a very bright lurid orange. I don't know quite why I've got it in such an amazingly bright orange, but I do. Let's try and find one of my ones to try and yes, in fact that is it is sort of, but not quite. That is the size, but I've manipulated it and I say no, it's not. Don't use that one. Let's use. Where is it? Afternoon. What's that? Back screen design. No. Yes. No. Yes. I say yes to this. I swear I've got one lurking around somewhere. Is that the file that I want? Is it the file? No, it's not the file. It's not the file. That makes it the file. Is it not the file? Yes, it makes it the file. Is it not the file? Well, it's not the file. Not the file. I don't know precisely how loud this music is. Echo. Huh. Oh no, it is working. The echo worked, sort of, anyway. Stupid. You're a fucking moron. Yeah, it's a little bit. Echo worked, sort of, anyway. Stupid. You're a fucking moron. Yeah, it's a little bit. It makes me happy to hear myself echo in the background. It makes me happy to hear myself echo in the background. It makes me happy, oh so happy. It makes me happy, oh so happy, to hear myself echo in the background. It makes me happy, oh so happy, to hear myself echo in the background. It makes me happy. I'm making my own song. I'm making my own song. Yes, I'm making my own song. No, I'm making my own song. Yes, I'm making my own song. Yes, I'm making my own song. No, I'm making my own song. Yes, I'm making my own song. Well, it's all of the arts here in the arts hole, 'cause I'm making a song and I'm making an overlay. Oh, I'm having way too much fun. Oh, fun with echoes. Oh, fun with echoes. Oh, I'll get rid. Theoretically, the echo should die down now. I can't guarantee it just be echoing forever. Every now and again you find something that actually genuinely tickles you. Yes, why yes it does. Anyway, the whole point of that was to assess whether the music in the background was a little overbearing. I mean, it definitely, I wouldn't say it was overbearing. Right, where are you? Where are you, you little shit? Where are you, you little shit? Where are you? Why am I not seeing what I need to be seeing when it comes down to me wanting to see what I need to see? I don't know. Surely it's got to be here, right? It's got to be here. Ah, there you are. I just couldn't see it for looking. That's right. Couldn't see it for looking. But technically, that one's not going to help me either. There we go. YouTube chat. That's what I was after. Because that was designed to be the size of a card. Or the dimensions of a card, I suppose. No, that's not going to help me. What am I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know really. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, is this how you usually do all of the things you do? Yep. On a wing and a prayer, hoping for the best. Just trying my hardest to get something at least semi-tolerable. Here we go, this is more what I'm after. Chat window shading, that'd fucking do it, wouldn't it? Yes, that's about the size we're looking for. It doesn't have to be exactly that size, although it's apparently bloody close. Alright, in terms of the width, it is actually bloody close. Well, let's try and put the orange one on top of the black one, because then it'll be slightly easier to see. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we can probably go over about that. Split the difference between my first thought and my second thought, because I mean that's still. If we drop, I need to, of course. I'm not very good with Photoshop, despite using it quite frequently. Let's drop the fill, please. Drop the fill. That's it. So. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, if assuming the same font size is utilised, you are still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stored messages in the chat block. Let's drop that. Do you know what? Let's drop it down to about 14 messages in the chat block. That's it. But maybe we'll bring it up a bit more. Yeah, we'll bring it up about there. At the moment, this is all just sizing and fiddling. It's exactly that. I'm just sizing things up, fiddling around with them, trying to figure out an ideal size. I'm not sure. I'm not keen on how square that is. So I'll tell you what, we'll bring it down one more after all. As I say, it's all about just fiddling around with different sizes, trying to get the optimal sort of path that you're after. I feel like, let's have another look at my old research screen. Shit, I don't think I can access my research. Well, I can, but awkwardly. There we go. Let's grab that and bring it.
If the words Baka Mitai or Dame.
It's the problem with having so many windows open. They sometimes suddenly go into windows you don't want them to open. I assure you that was nothing particularly untoward. It was just a tutorial I was looking at and potentially going to review at a later date. Let's put this in the other. There we go. That's it. In that window. Thank you. Let's not pin that anymore. That's it. There we go. Right. Let's try and save some of these images so that I can access them reasonably quickly without having to go on internet. You know, and all internet's going to go down. Although that would be well, it's our crying show. It would be an absolutely indifferent shame here, but nonetheless. Research. There we go. Save that in there. And then let's have a look at some of these others. I realise you can't actually see any of the research I'm doing at the moment, but it doesn't make too much difference. I am just researching The overall theming I'm going to go for this little overlay is a sort of Japanese scroll aesthetic, and I'm just researching a few odds and ends with Japanese scrolls. Now, that's an interesting idea. That could work. I could possibly try and put in sort of little tie that actually ties down and over, you know, sits on top of the chat window, although that would, I don't know. I usually try and keep them as simple as possible if they're expected for other people to use, but then again, I'm usually used to an idiot trying to figure out how to use them, and this is actually for someone who knows what they're doing, so... Harsh, yet strangely true. Yes. Yeah, I'll grab that as a little image as well. Yeah, something like that I'll do. Right, now let's try. And do. Why is it? Oh, because I've been resizing it, and I always forget to say yes, I want that. Right, so we got that. Now let's try. I'm going to try the material, the sort of satin material idea that tutorial that I went through a little while back. If I can remember it off the top of my head, I can look it up if need be. But so I think it's literally just. Yeah. I'm not convinced it's going to work the way I'd like it to work. Plus, I can't remember. I can't remember the second half of the tutorial, which is not helpful. I think we will have to find it. That one. Satin or silk cloth, that's what we're after. So we'd want a difference, bunch of random gradients. Right, that's one key thing I forgot. Right, okay, so filter. Okay, assuming that doesn't filter everything, that should be fine. Yeah, we're right there. That's the one, isn't it? Gaussian blur. Does it specify what values? Not that I couldn't just make it up myself, I suppose, but on 1.7. There you go. That goes to tell you that it was exactly this tutorial I did last time. The last time I used this Gaussian blur was in that tutorial because it's exactly the right setting. Right, what was the next step? Filter again. Find the edges. How can you find the edges? You need the edges to find the edges. Stylize, find edges. Oh, there we go. Suddenly, boom, instantaneous. I suppose, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with this overlay and the fact that I'm working in this corner here. Part of it is cut. There was a part of me that thought, yeah, it'll be fine with the overlay on it, wouldn't it? It'll be fine, because I'll be working in the middle of Photoshop. Turns out I'm working in the top corners of Photoshop. Well done, you. Anyway, find the edges. I found the edges without having the edges to find. There we go. Superb. Right. Open levels. That's a... Oh, no, that's not quite what I'm thinking. Yes, fair dues. Crush the blacks. Okay, that was amazingly racist and not what it means. I'd like to just point out not what it means. What it means is you drag that along. That's the wrong thing. You drag that along. Oh no, half all shot good. I think that's about. Again, I'm going to stick roughly to the same values. So we want 0.844 or 0.84 even. Yeah, 0.84 please. Yeah, good. You're working. Superb. Yeah, 0.84, 116 and 255, that'll do nicely. You can see it sort of bunches all the colours up. I don't know how levels work properly, not fully. But it is all to do with the blacks and the whites in the colour, and it's yeah. And I have heard the phrase crush as a thing, so I see you're doing a sort of okay. I've got you. Yeah, that's fair enough. Right, so let's do some more research into Twitch. Into Twitch, here we go. Into Twitch. Where is it? There we go. It's over here. It's over here. There it is. So something might start automatically. No, I think we're alright. Righty ho, righty pokey dokey dokey, smoky pokey dokey. Shoo. It's going to be the best colour choice there. So what, let's snip it and grab it. Snip it and grab, snip it and grab, snip it and grab, snip it and grab. Oh, there we go. It's not a bad sound. It's snip it and go. Right, and that way I can actually use the official full-on exact colour that is in that logo. Right. So yeah, you just new layer, linear burn, as far as I could tell. Right, so I suppose I like the lurid orange, so I might keep that there. I think I really want to go like. However, I want to go into the red or the purple. Instinct slightly says the red. Might even want to lighten it slightly from what I'm getting from the eyedropper tool. And a little bit more. You'll see roughly what that ends up looking like. Oh yeah, of course I've still got the bloody gradient tool attached. There we go. I'm sure there's a quicker way of doing that, but never mind. Linear burn. Did you adjust the opacity at all, or literally just rely on the linear burn? I think it's literally just relying on the linear burn. Ooh, it's got a linear burn. It's painful. It's painful. It's oh so very painful. Now, what is that? Oh, that's the logo. The key question is. Yeah, I think it ended up being like a black. There's a black outline that I'm not getting on. It's obviously being. Yeah. To do with that. No, it's not to do with the levels, it is just literally to do with that. Okay. Okay, that's a thing we'll investigate and figure out in the not too distant future. Although having said that, partially, I might be able to get rid of it by embracing it slightly. Possibly run a stroke. Let's stroke it. Oh, good. You should, but you could. Yes. I might need to increase their size a little bit, but for now. Ooh. Yes, for now. Right, what I want to do ideally. Yes, like that. And then how am I gonna do that first? I don't think this will work, but I don't know. Oh, there we go. I had a feeling you were going to tell me that. Solutions. Bring back that lurid orange and come up with a new solution. There we go. That's a solution that worked, isn't it? Yes. Don't worry about that. That weirdly looks off at the top there. As specified, most of what I do is by eye. I don't tend to worry too much about it, truth be told. Yeah. It's a bit thinner than the research would, but you know, would ideally have, I think. But you know, for my purposes, I think that might do quite nicely. If I delete that, it won't do anything. That's fine. But if I, that's fine. Really must name things more. So. This one is silk red. Does that say bum? No, it says burn. Combination of burn and bum. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the logo. That is why you name your layers. Yes, true. So underla. Suk underla, 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 underla. Underla, 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 underla. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. Don't like it. Get it out of my sight. Right, so I've already got a thing, so let's go back to my other tutorial that I'm... No, that's the wrong window. That's the wrong window. That's the right window, but the wrong tab. Photo papers, the one we're after. Right, the crucial thing was really the colours, because I really quite liked the colours they used. It gave a very good paper, a paper colour, very nice paper colour. Right, so let's try and get into my gradient tool again. This time I need to open my own new gradient. Right, so I believe it was BB. It was not BB8. 93. Oh, there is an 8 in it though. 9368. BB8. That's the one we're after. Now, what's the next step? Oh, I see. That's not. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. It's not the gradient tool I want it on. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of my lurid orange. Disappointing. Oh, for the sake of art, I will get rid of my lurid orange colour. Alright, next colour. God, I wish it was a slightly higher quality video. I like reading fucking colours. Yeah, I believe that. E9D1. E9D1 AF. Yes, I am E9D1 as fuck. Alright, let's check the next step, because I'm assuming this is going to be clouds as the first step of this. Genuinely could have sworn it was gradient. No? Oh no, okay, fine. It's interesting. Yeah. Bizarre. Oh, wait, P9 is supposed to be the dark. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting confused. This is a non-E9. No, that is the E9. That's interesting. What the fuck is that then? That's the BB. Wait a fucking minute. BB. 9, 3, 6, 8. Yes, that's what a darkish colour. Yes. I see. It's a fundamental difference in the way I function the colours. That's fine. Right, so the crucial thing is what we want here is a layer of that colour. At this point, I'm probably going to regret that, but I'm going to grab that. I don't know if this is going to work. This is someone sort of building on an entire file, whereas I'm building it on a individual area. So I'm still going to find out about render. That's the one. Hey, look. Oh, that's handy. Yeah. That's very handy indeed. Okay, so apparently we want about 40% on our clouds. Shite. That's right. I need to step back. Upgrade. And then do the clouds again because we want more slightly different layer. Render the clouds. Render the clouds in my hands, my hands. Render the clouds in my hands, my hands. It's unfortunate, every time I actually sing a little song to myself, it's going to be completely different to the one that's playing in the background, I'm sure. Because for anyone interested, I can't hear those. Okay, so we want another new layer. And this time we want our fancy, our big fancy brush. Which is, I mean, in fairness, too big. But they always seem to be. So, oh, that's probably still a bit too big. And it was 666. I'd probably do it. No. Might need a little bit bigger. I'd probably do it. Maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think I'd probably do it. Let's see. Something like that. Didn't do anything else to do with the brush. No, standard brush. So I think I may have fucked up. Yeah, I did. Because I need to readjust my brush from earlier. That's it. That should now work the way I want it to work. Oh, yes. Ooh. Score 1 for the paper. Now there's something a little further. Just make it look a little bit more papery, I believe. I think I have to put them all together. Put them all together and what have you got? Bits and pieces, bubbly boots. Bits and boodles, biddly bops. Right, so you want to multiply that. Multiply at 55. Just to take the edge off, I suppose. Oh, actually, that punches it through and then that takes a bit more of the edge off. Yeah. Yeah, something close to that. A little bit more of that aging included in there. Now what have you got for me, sir? There we go, that's the one where we start merging layers, which is where I'm going to want to do the old duplicate and then merge, and then we'll put these little layers in a lovely little folder called paper planning, and then we can get rid of the lovely little folder called paper planning and just have that called paper. Perfect. Right, at this point, let's see what we want to do next in this little tutorial. Filter. Gefilte fish. Ah, yes, the texturizer. Yes, I remember that. Right, we may already have the exact correct settings, so... Now, the only problem is this might... Nope, it appears to be doing exactly what I want. And it is exactly the same settings, because I have not used the texturizer since... I haven't used my filter gallery, that's the word. It wasn't a filter garage and it wasn't a filter factory. Right, what we got? So the... Alright, this is where I got confused last time. Okay, so we want that tool. Well, that's handy once again, very much. This is where I was doing it previously and worked out all the things. So yeah, we just want to sort of, at this point, you're just bringing out the edges with the burn. Cool, I can do that. I think I probably want the brush to be slightly smaller though. I'm working in a much smaller area. I think, yeah, maybe a little bit less than that. No, I think more than that, so I think probably back to where I was there. Yes, that's it. Were we working on a full hardness? Full hardness. Oh god, I can't tell sometimes. I really am shit at Photoshop. Yeah, difficult to Oh, there we go. Okay, yes. 0 hardness brush we're looking at. Yeah, 0 hardness. Marvellous, right. So now we just sort of run this burn along the edges. And you can see it's just... The purpose here, I think, is to just make the edges that little bit darker. To make it look sort of slightly older. It's quite a nice little addition. Oh, I think I might have taken it too far there. A little extra dabbing. Yeah, I think I'm quite satisfied with that actually. Yes, I can't deny I'm quite pleased with the way that's come out. Quite pleased indeed. Right. I feel like that might need some extras though, so let's... Yes, tiny little drop shadow. Tiny... Tiny bit of beveling and embossing. Maybe just a tiny bit of stroke, just to separate it out slightly. I think I can get behind that stroke. Precisely what colour, I'm not 100% sure on, but I think I can get behind the stroke. Ooh. That's interesting. That's meant to be copper, but it works reasonably well. Oh, that's actually convenient to have that. I didn't know that existed. Hazard line's definitely not the way. Big rainbow chunks. That's not going to look right. But I can't deny that one. Maybe if we reverse it, so that the light is up there in the corner. That's it. Might need to make that drop shadow just a little bit bigger so that it comes out from the stroke. Before you can just about see it, 5's it's a little bit more defined. Not now I've got the stroke. Might be proving a little bit too much. That's not terrible. That's worse anyway. Probably going to do something similar. So that shouldn't make a difference here. We probably do want to drop shadow. This time I think I'm going to get away with slightly deeper drop shadow there. A little beveling and embossing, is it possible? Keep it subtle as I can, but toying with the stroke last time, weren't we? I think it's probably going to be worthwhile. Little two-stroke engine, and then I've got a load of reds here. Probably too bright at reds. It's not the worst decision. Reverse it again. have a look at that without that there. No, you have very much room. That fantastic decision there. Fantastic decision. Let's go back to just a straight colour. And get rid of that bevelin emboss. Yeah, definitely get rid of that bevelin emboss. Hey. Hey. Drop shadow. Yeah, make it slightly further away. Slightly better. That's it. Should work. Just about work, I think. Right. I've slightly fucked up though, haven't I? I wonder how well it'll look trying to unfuck it. It's not going to look terrible, actually. Precisely what I'm trying to do here, as is usually my way. I don't really have much of a clue what the fuck I'm trying to do. What the smack are you trying to do? I don't know. That's half the problem. So, yeah. It might actually work better if I don't do that. Let's bring that back. I'm thinking that new size works a little bit better. I do feel like it should be a rectangle. I do kind of feel like that works a bit better. It still looks fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's save it up as a new file. Right, so we may still need to adjust for the next step. I think the next step's got to be figuring out precisely what we want to do. With some of these things. So that's very sort of long string. That's not so long string. It's very long string. I quite like these ones with the not so long string, plus it works with what I've now got. So I'm thinking, let's see what we can do here. See what's what and what we can do. That's right, see what's what and what we can do. Ooh. Probably need to do is I need to add a new window, because then you can at least see what I'm doing. Window capture, new one, CDR. Where is DR? I don't know. Where is DR? CDR. There we go. It's working enough. I'll keep capturing the old cursor. Fit the screen. That'll do nicely. Get you under the art's hole, but I suppose, yeah, this is where I'm probably going to have to start doing diddling with some of these bits, but should be. Oh Christ almighty, how many windows do you need? At least one more, at least one more. There we go. So we're in Coral Draw. And what I want to do is take something like that So Butcher's trying to... I mean, basically I'm going to probably just copy the string here, really. So what we're looking at is arguable. Start with something like that. Looking into the knot there, and we want to go back here. How I should do the knot. I suppose like you were doing a knot. Let's try and find a better example. Oh, that is interesting. Well, I'd definitely give it a bit more towards the theming I was after. Yeah. Not sure precisely how I'm going to be able to manipulate this into what I'm after, but yes. Should roughly do what I'm after, what I want it to do, but we'll see. Oh, we'll have a look and see what happens. Let's get you in here so that hopefully, yes, we might be able to do something with you. With these two things combined, we might be able to do something of interest. Right. As I say, not entirely sure how I'm going to manipulate this into what I'm after, but where there is a willy, there is very much a way. And I am a mighty cock, so there is definitely a willy here somewhere. Right, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? I'm thinking these two arms of the rope want to be these two arms here, which want to be separate anyway, so assuming I do what I'm thinking I am going to do. So I quite like the loop there and there. It does equate to the fact that I'm going to start making up extra bits of rope that don't need to be there but are going to end up being there. Something simpler would be better. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Fascinating the weird shit you look up while you're trying to build something peculiar, but nonetheless, some of these are quite interesting. Wow. I don't know if I could watch a video called Knot of the Week, because I can't deny that is not something that interests me. I'm still slightly back to just trying to manipulate this thing. If I did something like that. That bit there. Oops. Do separate this side, then it'll be easier for the machine not to do things. And then this one we want, eventually it'll want to be slightly more separated. Oops, that's it's nowhere near the size of angle you want. No, absolutely nowhere near. But I can't say I'm that fussed, because these are just sketch lines. These are not not designed to do anything particularly fanciful. But what I need then, I suppose, is maybe if we suggest it untucks. No, that's not the right sort of angle I need. I need something a lot sort of shallower like that. That's it. Something like that would do it. Something like that. Something like that. Let's see. Let's separate that out and see what. Yeah. It's probably not. It's not. When you stop saying not while we're discussing knots, it's proving very annoying. It's not exactly what these knots were designed to be doing, but probably want those shorter anyway. But yeah, I think that'd probably work, wouldn't it? Just about. I mean, need to figure out all the right angles and fiddle around with it, but yeah, I reckon that'd work. Always move that down, that's not a huge issue, so if it does take up a lot of room, ideally it won't. Yeah, fuck it, let's grab a save of this just to make sure I don't lose it. I feel like only I would have a file just called safety pin. In fairness, now I have a file just called not. So, my files are peculiar, my files are unusual, but there you go, they are mine, oh yes. Right, so first steps. I think what we're going to want to do I suppose it's probably easiest if I just start. Let's just start. It's usually my method. Just start. That's it. Just go for it. A lovely pink colour. And then something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Make that a lovely orange colour. There we go. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. We'll go for a lovely lighter pink. Or a baby pink. A pastel. A pastiche of a pastel. Like that. Oops, not the bottom. Coming up. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you for working well. Thank you. Oh, lovely green in the middle of all of that horribleness. We can do this. Yeah, I suspect I can probably front minus back to get this one to work reasonably well. Although having said that, that's going to be an awkward sausage, isn't it? Let's go for a nice dark blue there. If we start that there, we can just shove another line in to hopefully do what I need it to do. Probably don't need that point there. I could probably just symmetry them. I think because it's a knot, I think if I do them, if I do just a straight trace of it, there'll be subtle differences, I think. And those subtle differences with build up might allow for a little bit of extra interest to the eye, perhaps. Makes it seem more like it's a realistic knot if you don't have it absolutely perfect, I suppose. Which is a good excuse for not doing it perfectly. Right, and now at this point, I probably shouldn't have deleted what I deleted, but never mind. At this point, what I kind of want is to figure out how to do this for the best. something just like that, probably wind up just a line there, maybe, to give the implication of another band. Yeah, so the first place looks better, I think. We'll be moving a lot of these points around when we finally sort of ready to do other things. Right, for now we'll just try and sort this level of knottage out. Easiest place to start, probably where I started the first time as well. Right, let's get that. Which one of these? Doesn't technically matter. No matter what we do, we are going to be defining a lot of the others based on our first choices. Again, it's unfortunate that me humming whatever little ditty is in my brain is probably completely against whatever ditty is being played as background music to this. It'd be a hell of a coincidence if it was the same little ditty. So, it'd be genuinely quite impressive. I'll just get another point in there, but that'll do nicely. Let's try and work on this one. Not going to worry too much about the precision here, because it's one of those things where the knot is not. God, I hate the word knot. I'm genuinely beginning to loathe the word knot. Probably because I've used it too many times now. If I locate that somewhere there, and then we put that one on top, potentially, like that, and then it needs to go a little further on like that. That's it. And this one, we attach that to the line there. Make sure it's on that line, and then we should be able to match that, give or take. Doesn't, as I say, it doesn't have to. Nothing I do is ever perfect, and fortunately, it's never had to be. Let's save that since we've made a semi-decent progress on it. Right, let's work on this one here. I think I sort of guess that's going to be not too much, not too much, but then again, not too little. Yeah, that's more. I want that sort of intersecting with those two bits there. I may have to start fiddling with precisely how I layer some of these, because otherwise they're not going to look quite right. What we do? This one in here a bit. Almost suspiciously like it was running straight. Perfect there. Yeah, that'll do nicely. This one's a touch more awkward. Do something like that, and then maybe bring in another point there. Yeah, that's a bit wibbly, but that'll do. I'll locate that line back onto that one. This one intersects with all of those, I think. And finally, this one's a little wibbly. I'll try and reflect a little bit of wibble. As everything seems to wind up with a little bit of wibble. Everything we do winds up with a wibble or two. That'll be nicely. And then if we just make sure we locate that one, and then match this one's, match the green, and we'll give it luck, somewhere on the line we can layer those in a way that try sorting out the order. So, I'm supposed to have to do another of these. Delay. A bit awkward, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. I think that's what I should do. Use this green one. Green one is now our top one. What we can do is take that. Already curved. No, that was the wrong button. Oh, that's the button I wanted, just to remove it in a sec. Give it a little bit of curve. Soften the curve. That should, with a bit of luck. Looking terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Again, not perfect, but it's mine. Not quite sure how to work it, but it's mine. Right, this one. Work on this side first. There's follow the curve around again here, out, follow the curve, make sure that is a curve. Now this, I think we'll just perhaps register that as underneath and then just follow it along the lines there. Here, what we want to do is start from the edge and finish that off later. Make it purple for now. And yes, I do use a myriad of crazy fucking colours for no great reason. I mean, there's no real reason for using an assortment of colours. You could just choose one colour to one colour to rule them all, one colour to find them, one colour to shit them all, and the other to, you know, bind them. But what can I say? While I'm building shit, I quite like. I'm trying to get the node. Where's the node? Where's the node world? Where's the node? Coral Draw, would you like to? Ah, the node is in there somewhere, so there we go, thank you. And now at this point, what we want to do ideally, probably match the curve there so it will look like it's actually connected, and then let's have a bit of fun with that, just have a bit of a wibble. Right, other side. Let's have a go with the other side. Everybody loves the other side. We all love the other side. Awful. Awful. Be ashamed of your singing. I am? Oh good, alright. That's handy, isn't it? Let's match that. Get that to intersect, please, and then also get that one to just clip onto there. Right, at this point we want that sort of a bit more there, That's where it wouldn't surprise me, and I do this quite frequently. I build something like this, then realise it's not quite going to work, but I realise it too late, and I've done all of this, and I'll realise, oh, fuck, I've done it all for nothing. bollocks. But there you go. That's just the way it is. Let's remove that. Nicely, superb. And finally, node into that intersect, and then again with the sort of just try to match that as best we can, and then just have a play with that and see where it winds up. And then again, we should get away with not having to build anything specific there. We can just sort of basically put that under those middle sections, and then it doesn't matter the fact that I haven't finished that line off neatly. Right, which is exactly what's probably going to happen in this mid-section here as well. So basically this just needs to be curved off. I think at this point I'm kind of just making it up. Really, no defined right or wrong of how we want to do this. I want that to be a bit shallow. Compare to a pond of water. No, probably best not, because I don't think anybody would appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, for now that'll do. I mean, there's always the possibility of making adjustments afterwards, so it's not so bad. Just having a play around, yeah. That can probably be put under the thing. I think we'll try and make that more like it's coming from one area, perhaps. A little bit like it's sort of tucked there. I don't know if I've actually accomplished that, but that's the general goal. That out. I managed to get. Right, so. As I specified, it to go to the back. Go to the back. Go to the back. Make sure it's on front. That is on front. Oh, yeah. Not the worst thing. Not the best thing. What we need to do is possibly consider all that where I was fiddling with trying to make it as thin as possible. I'm beginning to wonder now if maybe I shouldn't have. But apart from that, yeah, I think that would do. I think that would very much do. Right, at this point, what we want to do is try and locate this knot. Use a copy of it. I mean, I use far too many copies, to be honest. But at this point, what's the easiest way of doing this? I don't know. Let's X that. Let's grab a new page, bring that on there, then copy that, bring that on the new page, and then what do I do ideally? I'm just going to choose one of these. It doesn't really matter which one. I don't actually need the bottom of the scroll. I'm literally just working at the top. smaller, I think we can afford to do. Yeah. Give or take, something like that'll do. Right. What we'll do is we'll... No, we won't do that. Has to accomplish my next goals, I suppose. The strings leading in can probably be done off of one square, can't they, really? Clever at least. I mean, we were almost clever, but not quite. Just trying to get the most efficient way of getting everything all that little bit square. I'm not saying that was the most efficient way, but as specified, it's what I was trying as the most efficient way. Right, so ideally we want the lace to be approximately the same length. So give or take, we want our lacing area to be about that size. This is where I've been neglecting using multiple colours. And I'm regretting the decision because, of course, it's a little awkward to get everything to flow together in the wrong tool. There we go. I should have that bottom bit approximately the right sort of size. The right size, it should be almost exactly the right size. Well, that's not what I wanted, computer. So used to a video game disobeying me, and not so much these, that I very nearly went, that's not what I wanted, game, that's not what I wanted. But no, this one, not a game. No, not a game at all. Right. At this point, let's try and bring that over. I don't know, let's just try and make that. Oh yeah, there's a line. You don't. Right, so let's try and find our sort of approximate midpoint and get. Oh, well, isn't that awkward? I suppose let's do it by eye as usual. As per norm, do it by the eye. That's right indeed. Whoops, not what I meant. There we go, something like that. I've got that available to try and measure up as we go. I don't know why there's a point there. No, there's no real need for a point there. So we want something a bit lower than that, but it's fine. Just so I get it essentially looking like it's hanging is the idea. Obviously it's supposed to be a hanging scroll. If you can get it to look like it's hanging, you've kind of almost won the battle. That's what I want that a little bit. Benefit is you can just sort of add extra nodes and points wherever you kind of choose to add them, right? increase the size of each individual area if need be. I don't know if that's going to look good or not, but it does roughly what I want it to do, which was no, it doesn't quite do what I wanted it to do. That's because what we needed was that centre. Does need to be a higher. Oh yeah, the centre kind of needs to be higher, but a lot of the other areas need to be lower, which is not necessarily going to work in favour of what physics would actually be doing here. But, physics be damned. Alright, for the most part, it really is physics be damned. It is what it looks like is the crucial element. If it starts looking good, then, as I say, you know, it really will end up being a sort of, never mind physics be damned, I couldn't give a shit about physics, because what I need is it looking cool, not it necessarily obeying the laws of our world. That's not necessarily the worst. Now I've got them slightly more. Node touch so that it's not it feels like it's not doing it as smoothly as I need it to do it. Yeah, I think I can certainly live with that. Right, next step, if I can get the right, I can get my camera to fucking focus where I need it to focus. So, ideally what we're looking for, sort of laces coming out in an approximately something like that box. It's slightly difficult to, very difficult to find that position now I've done that. There we go. Where there's a will, there's an interestingly bizarre solution. As always. Right, let's, I suppose I might as well just use that box. I actually need two of those, plus that's more of a marker, so no, let's bring ourselves out another box so that we can extend the laces somewhat. I mean, essentially they do come out from underneath that area, so that's not going to be the world's worst. can do what I think I can do, which I'll guarantee either way. So that's actually wound up quite useful in that it is roughly what I'm after. That is very, very helpful. That's precisely how best to do this, but I'm thinking what I'll probably do is just something along the lines of just, I mean, essentially just playing around with the line and hoping for the best, really. I mean, not necessarily much else I can do with it. I suppose I could take a targeted and focused approach at a scientific way of getting these things to flow, but it's not bad. The best thing you can do now is take a look at it and hope for the best. There is, don't get me wrong, whenever I do something, there's an awfully large volume of hope for the best. Yeah. Can't deny that. Not like they're looking awful. Okay. I mean, I hoped for the best. I think I might have got it. Or at least something good enough for my liking. Cool. Now I've got to figure out how the fuck I'm going to do this for the best. Right. I suppose... think about this. I think the easiest thing I must admit, those ties probably just too unnecessary, which is kind of almost what I'm all about, but yeah. How best to do that. Making my own sound effects now. Almost Transformers. See, part of any design is looking at it, going, because I do like the idea. That's just, this is not the best way of getting it into Photoshop, but okay, fine, universe. It was absolutely the worst way of getting it into Photoshop. That's fine, absolutely fine. I'll do it the slightly more complicated way. I would need to minus a couple of those. It looks like, do you know what? It looks like a really cool monster. It's got like a tentacle to grab you, and that's the noise the monster makes. It goes. I will put that line back on because there's a little tiny bit there that I can't be bothered to fix. Oh dear. Really? That's what you're gonna go with? You can't be bothered to fix it. Does this window automatically come up? No, that's actually quite beneficial. Right, back to that one. Back to that folder, back to that folder. We'll just do this as not test. It's not a test, it's the real thing. Oh, 6 o'clock. Alright, so let's not test into Photoshop. Thank you. Coolie beans. Coolie beans. Have you got cool beans? Have you got some cool beans? Yeah. Have you got your cool beans? Have you got your cool beans? I do. So at this point, what I'm going to do is cut that. So you're now back with me. Come with me, and you'll see a world of Photoshop is indeed good. Very weird. Let's get that registered officially with that song. So, very awkward Photoshop, you know that, don't you? Sausage. At this point, I may end up having to do some actual measurements to try and find the centre point of that, but the lines of that, the centre of that, the knot of that. So if I do, this is probably an unnecessary workaround, but if I do that, and then much smaller, so I may just have to go lower. We'll do a tiny bit smaller. And now what I suppose we want to do I'm not really at the point where I'm definitively decided on that yet, so I don't necessarily want to move everything just yet. But yeah. You know what? I quite like that. Probably want to. I want to change the colour. Outside of that, that's actually come along quite well. Let's save that up as a nice example, and then I suppose, yeah. What I need to do here is if we go back to no fill, I should be able to work out this and this. Yes, back minus front. Yay! To be honest, if you actually planned ahead, hey, you'd know which one you were trying to do. But unfortunately, as specified, most of the time I'm working like on a wing and a prayer, which usually equates to. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. Right, I probably want a slightly thicker line. Well, I say that. At the moment, what line are we on at the moment? I think we're already on 0.1. 0.2. 0.25. Probably don't want a 0.5. No, I think 0.5 would be silly. So let's grab there and go down to something like a 0.3. 0.3 I think will split the difference nicely. Ooh, painful. And now for something completely different. A man with 3 buttocks. 3 buttocks! Yes, 3 buttocks. Oh, I suppose technically we should probably put things I'm working on in CDR. CDR? Aye, CD's nuts. That's what we want. That's what we're after. We're after you C&D's nuts. Alright, so everything's working quite well, which is nice. Very nice. What is the next step? Right. So I like... This is the unfortunate... I am flicking between windows, but you'll just have to enjoy Coral Draw for now. That was me powering down. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the Steam store. if in doubt, look at the Steam store. It usually makes me feel good. Actually, that's not true. It doesn't at all, because it makes me go, oh, I want that. I want that. Oh, I want that. I do want that. What's that? I want that. Tell you what, I'll guide you through what is available now on the Steam store. Golf with your friends. That's only $8.79 for the base game. Many people play that. 4 of my friends own it. Who's that? Something 2000. Oh, F1 2020. You get a few quid off of the old F1 if you enjoy F1. The Snail publisher team, which is Ark Survival Evolved. I was going to say Survival Involved, which I suppose technically that is a true sentence. Survival is involved in the survival game Ark. Planet Coaster. Anybody? Whoa! Woof! You know, a lot of money off a Planet Coaster there. 75% off. That's not half bad. Remnant from the Ashes. It was tolerable, but nothing necessarily to write home about. Dark Souls with Guns is the simplest explanation for that one. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Tom Clancy's is usually quite amusing. Nice little military doodah. Hunt Showdown. Oh, I tried that on a free weekend. Now, people seem to like it, but I couldn't get on with it because it just felt so heavy and there was so little to do. I don't know whether it's improved over that, but flipping hell. It's kind of like, I felt like I was a tank, despite the fact that I was a man with a small gun. But there you go. A Way Out. That was that fascinating little co-op one. That'd probably be worthwhile if I had a friend. Didn't you just say you had 4 friends? Yeah, they're not friends that do things with. Oh, it's a hard knock life. That's interesting. A Way Out. Yeah, A Way Out is just advertised twice. Hunter's Arena is the most intriguing one, but it's got mixed reviews. It's one of those ones that probably looks good, but is actually a bit shit. Apparently it's a PvP sort of, online action RPG. As I say, I mean, in terms of its graphics, it looks quite sexy, but outside of that... Are you actually solving the problem you've got with figuring out the next step of the art thing? Yes. You sure? Because it sounds suspiciously like you're just looking through games. I'm doing both. Part of my brain is just looking through the games. Part of my brain is looking through the store. Right. As the part of your brain trying to work out the next step figured out the next step? No. Now I'm curious. Could that be simply because you're too busy looking at games now? I mean, it's a definite possibility that is very much the case. but I like to think of it more as I'm looking through the games, which is also providing me the solution to my next problem, which is figuring out what the next step of the doodah is. That's right, the doodah. Doodah, doodah, doodah. Ooh, that does look quite good, but I suspect it will be a bit shit, because it requires more people than I have. Well, and that is technically true, because it's 1 to 3 player co-op, and that requires more people than I have. What, you don't even have one person? Well, you need one person who actually can play the game. And my track record is I'm shit at it. But it does look sexy. And it is Square Enix. And I am a sucker for a Square Enix game. Anyway, back on to what I'm supposed to be doing here. Which I can't deny, it might be putting it away in a minute. Because, I don't know, it is... Yeah. I think it's just sort of worked, which is nice. But I think what I'll need to do is separate... Oh, that's handy that it is actually 1 bar. I'd forgotten it was 1 bar. Yeah, if I end up separating... And in fact, by itself, it don't look terrible. That is very convenient. Well done, past me, for accidentally doing something good. So yeah, what I'm going to need to do is make that an individual image, and then that an individual image, and then I'll need to figure out what sort of texture I want to put on it, because I'll probably run it through a sort of texture fill of some kind, and a stroke, and a little stroke. That was horrible. I have no idea what that sounded like, but I bet it was awful. I suppose we could go back to echo mode. That was horrible. Oh, there we go. No idea. I think that was horrible. Let's have a go. Oh, it's a bit rough, isn't it? Oh, it's rough. Oh, it's a bit rough, isn't it? Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's ever so slightly rough. Ruffety, 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 ruffety. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's ever so slightly rough. Ruffety, 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 ruffety. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's ever so slightly rough. Ruffety, 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 ruffety. I think I love echo. I know you don't necessarily want it permanently. Oh! It's because I recognise that piece of music from somewhere. I can't remember where though. I've used it in something, but I don't know what. Yeah, boo, yeah, boo, yeah, boo, yeah, boo. You can have a lot of fun with the echo. Anyway, we'll turn the echo off now. It will now. Very soon. You'll get a little bit more echo, but then very soon it will stop echoing. Right, let's get that back into its original position so that I've got a reference to where it once was. I suppose the next step is figuring out, to a certain extent at least, figuring out what I want to do with the bottom. What do you want to do with your bottom? I don't know, that's half the problem. I think really just sort of like a bit of a shape, really. A bit of a shape. Yeah, I mean, it's essentially going to end up being a rectangle with extras. That's it. A rectangle with extras. That's what you're going to try and do, is it? Yeah, it's a rectangle extra. Bring that in, move that there, and then let's go on to a new page. A new page. So we don't really need the top of that scroll, we just need to have a look at the bottom, so I don't know. We'll ignore the fact that half of it's missing. Crop the bitmap. Crop the bitmap. Crop the bitmap. Crop the map a bit. Right. So yeah, I mean, essentially, what I want to do is sort of have like a slightly, have a bit of a square here, and a little bit of a curved end for the scroll part itself, which we'll deal with precisely how to texture that when we get it into Photoshop, essentially. Now, yeah, that should work. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just what I'm planning on doing is whatever I build here and here, I'll just mirror it and connect it, and then I'll have my little rod. And oh, you have your little rod, will you? Oh, we will have his little rod. One benefit I can do here is if I take that, I can use the wrong button. There we go. It's the E key, not the C key. It's the E key, not the C key. You want the C key and not the E key. You want that C key. You not the C funk. Or yeah, you don't want the P funk. You want the C funk. Something, something, something. Referencing Mighty Boosh here. Right. Let's have a cheeky little save, and then just I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. You're just thinking I don't know, and you don't know. And you know what? I believe you. I believe that you don't know. What I'm thinking... which one is it? Ah, good, that's that. What I'm thinking is if I make that on the smaller side, that's it, and then we'll copy and paste it, and then make it on the larger side. And then bring that down to something like that. Yeah, that then looks like that. And then we'll copy that. Oh, what have I copied? I pushed the wrong button somewhere along, that's fine. Not a problem, not a problem. Not a huge problem. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Not a prob. Not a prob. Not a prob. This is going to be interesting because I don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to, but you never know, it might do. I've never really tried this. Oh! Oh, I did a thing and it worked! Oh, I like it. That's a lot, but I do quite like it. Yeah, maybe make this one slightly bigger. I'll use the wider. I'm going to make it wider, but I won't use the sort of widening tool. What I'm going to do is move the actual points. I suppose let's just have a look and see if I like the silhouette of that, really. Get rid of that so I can properly see it. The answer is no. No, I don't. See if we can... I do want to sort of... make sure I bring that back before I start fiddling. Might as well do is drop the silhouette. But yeah, no, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I think this needs to be further back. I feel like the double tap of that wasn't appealing to me. We'd actually use the stretch value this time, but just use the stretch value there a little bit further along. I'm just thinking maybe some idea perhaps. Ignore the bottom piece in terms of the silhouette. Oh no, that's way too sort of like. I say say that's way too sort of claw-like. I don't 100% dislike the claw-like aspect of it. I ruined it now, but no, again, there's something there. Lowering that one. Lower it with the arrow keys, isn't it? Yes. Actually, I like that a little bit more. Playing sort of angles and seeing what works, I think. To a certain extent, that kind of works. Oh, there we go, I was going to say, I feel like I'm getting a midpoint out of it, because I'm going to have to, what I think I'm going to have to do is I won't be able to replicate that easily down there, so basically I suppose what we'll do is we'll try and work on figuring out what sort of shaping we want up here. And then paste it down. Copy and paste it and then figure out a mirroring. There's plenty of ways to mirror these things, so it's not going to be hugely problematic. I'm just wondering if I'm going to have to make some adjustments, I think. Then again, if I'm roughly somewhere in the middle, I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. Which is really, in my book, that's a fucking victory, that is. If the phrase "I don't dislike it" springs up, I feel sometimes that means I've done a win. Let's see what I'm going to try and accomplish with this one. Again, at this point, I'm not going to lie, I'm just playing with the shapes. Just playing with the shapes and seeing what sort of appeals. That one, try and move it a little bit over. Essentially just made a bit of a nipple, but I can't deny I quite like the cheeky little nip. I'm quite liking the cheeky little nip. Yeah, I think that makes for quite a nice silhouette actually. Right, here comes the awkward part. Here comes the part where I have to figure out how best to... First things first, we need to be able to see the outline. Second things second. What we need to do is run that and that. And I suppose technically that was just reflection, wasn't it? So let's not too this one. Again, the unfortunate truth is not necessarily going to be like, absolutely in the middle, but then again, it doesn't need to be, does it? Because a lot of those are straight lines, so when I connect them, it won't make too much difference. Right, what do we want to do? I suppose disconnect that and start deleting. That's it. Disconnect that and delete. Perfect. That's actually worked slightly better than I was anticipating it was going to, but yes, there we go, superb. And now, because I might as well try and do them all at the same time, which may or may not work, but nonetheless, flip them. Sync them, and then the easiest way is to get that. No, you're supposed to. Oh, that'll do. Exactly what I would expect. Oh no, that's not going to work. No, that's not. That's not what I want at all. That node wants to attach. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Sometimes the things that I've done 1,001 times before are the one thing that makes you go, how do I do it? I don't know how I do that. Right, essentially what we're doing here is just reconnecting a lot of those. I don't need that to connection there. That one is a curve, so I do need that one. This one needs to be welded into that. To connect those nodes. Connect that node. And finally put that to that, where we want to connect our nodes back up. And then probably it's going to have adjusted the shape ever so slightly, but I think not sufficiently to make me concerned too much. It basically just defaults that line back to being a line. It made sense to me. Perfect. Right, let's have another look and see if I'm actually satisfied with it. I get the impression that I am. Yeah. I think that'll do nicely as a little unique little scroll end. I think that'll work. What we want to do, I suppose, is we'll copy and paste that. I always copy and paste it 1,001 times in an entirely infuriating and unnecessary fashion. But I'll just stretch that to the end and then stretch this. I suppose technically I want some sort of curve on the end of that, so ideally we want to, best to accomplish this, I don't know, let's just split that, copy, emitter, signal, there's our maneuver, weld it together, plan on giving it a fill. I do have to make sure those nodes are attached, and because they're straight lines you might as well just delete them because there's no sense in having them there at all. And that's all good. I don't know what I'm trying to do now. I have no idea what I'm attempting to do, which is a problem. I suppose at this point I need... I didn't need to do that, that was a mistake. Yeah, that was... Yeah, let's drop that back to just having half in existence. That's it. There we go, that'll do nicely. But what we would need to do, ideally, is actually take that whole thing, figure that out, and at some point I will need to figure out precisely the sort of dimensions I need for that scroll base, which will mean a diddling around in the old shop of many photos, the photo shop of horrors. Depends on what you're building, I suppose. Yes, it does. It does very much depend on what you're building as to whether it is a Photoshop of horrors. But I suppose for now, let's... I suppose, yeah, I can't actually punch that all in black, that's fine. Again, I'd prefer to just be able to copy and paste it, but that don't seem to be working, so we'll just do a quick scroll bottom test. I'll do the scroll bottom test. You, Mrs. Scroll Bottom. Ah, bollocks. Of course, that's why. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why I forever fucking copy and paste it on the new bloody layers, because sometimes this program, you weren't able to see that, but it did it wrong. It did it wrong, and that's a bloody nuisance. Right, save that. There we go, marvelous. And now, ideally, what we want to do is just drag that test into the old shop of many photos. Drop that, perfect. Let's drop the back plate. Now, can't deny it, with this scroll we may end up wanting it, wanting the overall thing to move into the corners a little bit more. Not necessarily the optimal sizing, but essentially you get something akin to that. I need to extend the silk and try and adjust the silk. There we go. Alright. bet you thought, you random individual who's probably not there, I bet you thought, oh no, melons, he's forgotten. But no, there you go. But that's roughly what it'll look like, I think. Yeah. As I say, this little strip here, that needs to be filled. And the reason why I want it filled separately is because I think if I place it something like that, once it's filled separately, especially if I should be able to, oh yeah I can. So colour overlay, okay no, it's not. Odd and surprising, but yeah, fair enough, it's actually accepted, I suppose because it's PNG. Maybe if I, I wouldn't have thought if I rasterize it won't make any difference. Colour overlay? No, it doesn't. That's fine. It doesn't make a difference as a test. It makes 0 odds to the finished product, but yes, essentially what you'd end up looking at is a nice eyedropper. Drop a bit of that one. You'd get something like that, and that way you can see there, even in this sort of stupidly tested immediate area, you can see you've got that little bit of line there that actually does make it look a bit more like it's scrolled, especially because when you start fiddling with beveling and embossing it, I was asking how much, actually, something like that with a reasonably soft edge definitely makes it look a bit more round. You can even see there, just that, again, random quick test has very much added something marvellous to the bottom of that scroll. Oh, oh yes, yes please. Oh, spank me and call me Sandra. That is quite satisfying. Well, there we go. That I'm going to leave it there because I feel like I've accomplished something, which is more than I usually do. So we'll get rid of Coral Draw, and I'll shut down Photoshop as well because we're finished there. I'm going to have to make a decision as to which of these. I don't need that file. I don't need that. I don't really need that. I don't need that. I don't need that, and I've got those saved, haven't I? I don't need any of those windows. Superb. Fucking perp. Where is the art that's in the hole? How did the art get in the hole? Nobody knows. Well, that was the first ever edition of JDragon's Arts Hole. Are you going to chuckle every time you hear the phrase Arts Hole? Yes. Yes, I am. Without doubt, I am going to chuckle every time I think of the phrase Arts Hole. Because, frankly, it's the greatest name I've ever come up with, I think. So, that's fun. And I did it randomly today. So that's good. JDragon presents his Arts Hole. Let's build a chat overlay. That is what nobody has been watching. That is literally what nobody has been watching. So that's delightful. I'd say let's go on a raid, but there's nobody on. Why is there never anybody on? I must choose the worst times to try and stream, considering nobody ever seems to be online when I decide I'm finished. Anyway, there's no end to the Arts Hole. The Arts Hole will be forever. The Arts Hole is infinite. The Arts Hole will continue to haunt your very fucking dreams. Tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to...
Well, it's the last day I ever spend like it, aren't it? We've got to get organised. Definitely, we can't go on like this, frittering away our life like we've done today.
There we go. Copying a thing. Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Ah, you did it. Marvellous. Let's now test some, I suppose, just see what they look like. You die, big fish. It's a sword. Morphin time, silver hand, hearts, curse lit, power up. It's happening. Hey guys, Kappa, lol, PogChamp, Vohai. Oh, not like this. Bible thump. What face? Resident sleeper, I'm assuming that is. Craigasm and seems good. Isn't actually good, but it seems good. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa! There's so many emotes in the arts hole. Oh, it was painful. That many emotes right in my arts hole. I tell you what, if you eat too much curry, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I misclicked on the wrong thing. It's fine, it's fine. We can come back from this. There we go. If you eat too much curry, you get flames in the arts hole. Oh, oh, Dolly. Oh, it's an outrage. We don't need that many flames in the arts hole. I must look up and see if anybody else has ever done a session of art called the Arts Hole, because I'm sure they have, but it entertains me every time I think of it, so that's delightful. Anyway, that's it. There's no end phase, so cheerio.